All right, Schoology, what are we doing today? So we are going to, I'm going to go over a couple word problems, 4 word problems with you. Okay, that doesn't seem like a lot, but I feel like the word problems and setting it up is always the hardest thing. After our 20 minutes today, you are going to get onto Edgenuity, LT1. You are going to do the solving 2-step inequalities quiz. Okay, so in Edgenuity, go to the very bottom if you're there, and then you have this quiz to take. Please remember deadlines now. Okay, I've been telling this to you for the last 2 days, but I know some of you either have come in late or you've forgotten or your internet was down or whatever the issue is. Deadlines, you only have 2 days and then it's a 0. So this one's a big one because it's a quiz grade, right? It's going to be averaged into a major grade. You don't want a 0 as a quiz grade. So you get 2 chances and the 2 chances have to be done by tomorrow night, midnight. I think I don't know if it was this class. I had already originally said it was 2 school days, not 2 calendar days. But then the other algebra teachers vetoed me and they said, no, they wanted 2 calendar days. So you have all day today and you have all day tomorrow until 11:59 p.m. tomorrow. This quiz needs to be turned in. Okay. And that's when both of your retakes or your attempts, if you want to try a second time, have to be done. So I'm telling you right now, because I bet there's at least going to be one person in this class that doesn't have it done. If it is not turned in tomorrow night by midnight, it's going to be a 0. Now, am I really going to be looking tomorrow night at midnight? No, I'm probably going to be looking on Sunday. All right. But please just don't procrastinate. Okay. And of course, if you have any huge issues, extenuating circumstance, have your parents email me and then we can work through it just like any other class. Okay. All right. Let's go over some word problems. So you don't need to write this down. I'm not going to make you write down all of these words, but let's go over it. Okay. So let's try to set it up correctly. All right. The students in charge of a class booth at a carnival would like to earn $3 for every item they sell. They spent $55 for the materials to make the items. Write the inequality that would represent how many items they need to sell to make a profit of at least $65. So when you think of this, maybe the easiest thing for you to do is figure out what your end goal is. So here's you. What number is your end goal?
$65.
Okay, so your end goal is 65. You're right. So the reason or how I know that it's 65 and not 3 or 55 is because if you read the words around it, when you read the words at least, at most, greater than, less than, you want to, at the end of the day, want to see if you can make a profit of at least 65. 65 is going to be your goal. Okay, so you want at least $65. So think of it in terms of money. You have at least $65. Does that mean you can have more than 65 or less than 65? More, because if you have at least $65, that means you can have 70 or 75. So you have greater than or equal to. I'm hoping that all of you can get yourself up to this point. Okay, if you can get this, then you're pretty good. Then it's the little detail. So we have like a $3 and a $55. So I get $3 for every, I make $3 for every item I sell, but I already spent $55 on the material. I spent this, I make this. So I know these two numbers go in this big side. Does anyone think they know how to write it?
Is it 3x minus 55?
Yes, sir, it is. Good job. Okay, I make $3 for every item I sell. How many items? I don't know. That's why it's 3x. But I have to subtract 55 after that because I spent $55 on the materials. That's already money that I've lost because I had to buy the materials. So that's why you're subtracting it. You want all of this profit, though, still to be greater than or equal to 65. Okay, so I'm not going to solve it, but look at this. I would end up adding 55, dividing by 3. So yes or no, do I flip my symbol?
No.
No, I do not flip my symbol because I did not multiply or divide by a negative number. Okay. Okay, let's do the next one. A triangle has a base of 14 centimeters and a height of 3x minus 4 centimeters. The area of the triangle is greater than 56 centimeters. Write an inequality to find the possible values of x. Okay, this is kind of like a geometry problem, what you're going to take next year. Maybe if you don't know what you're doing because it's just a lot of words, maybe you can draw the situation. The triangle has a base of 14. Base means bottom, so that's 14. And a height, so here's my height, of 3x minus 4. The area is greater than 56. So write the inequality. And I know the area is 1/2 base times height. I'm going to write that down. Area equals 1/2 times base times height. So my area, what's the number?
56.
56, right? The area they said is 56, so let's do 56. Okay. So this is me or you or the triangle or whatever. So I can't write equals because it says the area is greater than 56. So does that mean that I'm greater than 56 or am I less than 56? Here's me, the triangle. And it says this area is greater than 56.
You're greater than.
So you are greater than. So the alligator or the inequality wants to be eating me because I'm the bigger one. Okay. So this is me or the triangle, and I am greater than. So that's why it's eating me, 56. It's not greater than or equal to, so I'm not going to write a line underneath. Okay. Okay. So now let's plug it in. So 1/2 times the base. What number is the base?
14.
14 times the height. The height is 3x minus 4. If I write it like this, I'm going to get it wrong. The height, all of the height is 3x minus 4, so I have to put it in parentheses. Okay, this one, let's actually solve, just because the math is a little bit harder here. Okay, so let me write it neater off to the side. So 56 is less than 1/2 times 14, 3x minus 4. Okay, so let's solve this. Does anyone think they know what's the first thing you have to do?
Get rid of the parentheses.
Get rid of the parentheses. Okay, so how do I get rid of the parentheses?
You get rid of 14.
You get rid of, okay, so how do I get rid of 14?
You would subtract.
Nope, not subtract.
Divide.
You would divide. Okay, so I would divide because look, it's 14 times all of that. But
Okay.
actually, before I divide by 14, remember how we said if you have a fraction, you have to do the fraction thing first. So what do I actually have to do first?
Multiply by 1/2.
Not multiply by 1/2, really close.
Divide.
Okay, you could divide by 1/2, or you could just multiply by 2. But guys, if you have two numbers here, couldn't you technically just multiply those together, like combine like terms? Because I mean, so instead of multiplying by 2, then dividing by 14, why don't you just do one step and then combine those? Half of 14 is 7. So technically, is in this problem 7, parentheses, 3x minus 4. Now, if you wanted to divide by half or multiply by 2, and then divide by the 14, you get the same answer. Okay, it's just a matter of which route do you want to do. So at this point now, since it's 7 times, I'm going to divide both sides by 7. So I have 56 divided by 7 is 8, is less than 3x minus 4. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. I get 12 is less than 3x. Divide both sides by 3. So I get x, just drop everything down, x, my symbol, and then 4. So what does this really mean? Because sometimes you can like write out your problem. Your answer really isn't just x is greater than 4. It's saying, what are the possible values of x in here, right? Because here's your height, x. Your possible value is any number greater than 4. X is any number greater than 4. So 4.1, 4.2, 5, 7, 15.9, whatever you want. Okay, so that's how you would have interpreted this. Okay, any questions so far?
I have a question.
Yes.
Why didn't we distribute?
You could totally distribute and then solve it that way. You would just be spending, maybe like 3 or 4 extra steps. So like, for example, if you got here, like 56 is less than 7, 3x minus 4, 56 is less than 21x minus 28. You could still do the same thing and then add 28, divide by 21. You just have bigger numbers to work with and more steps to take, but you'd still get the same answer as me. Any other questions? Okay. Next one. You maintain a minimum balance of $50 in your checking account. You currently have a balance of $280. Write and solve an inequality that represents how many $20 bills you can withdraw from the account without going below the minimum balance. Okay, this one's kind of tricky. So here's you. You have to maintain a balance. You have to keep your checking account at some point. And this is actually true. Like when you go to a bank and you open an account, you have to have more than X amount of dollars before, like you can't have a penny in your account because they just don't want to waste your time with someone that has a penny. Normally the amount is like, well, it depends what kind of account you have, but like the most basic, it's like you have to have more than $5 in your account. Some accounts, if you're, super fancy, you have to have more than $1,000 or whatever. But anyways, so what is your target number?
$280.
Close. It's not 280. You currently have 280, but that could go up or down. What is the
The
number?
target number is 50.
The target number is 50 because you always have to have a minimum balance of 50 in your account. So if you have to have a minimum balance of 50, does that mean you can have less than 50 or can you have more than 50?
You can have more than 50.
You can have Morty. You can have more than 50. You can't have less than 50 because then that means that they'll kick you out of the bank account. They'll just close it and then take your $25 or whatever you have. Okay, so this is your beginning. You can have more than 50, but you can also have the same, right? You can have exactly $50. Okay, so you currently have 280. So you have 280. So I'm going to put 280 in the U. So how many $20 bills can you withdraw? Withdraw, does that mean put in money or take out money?
Take out money.
Take out. Okay, so if you have $280 and you want to take out money, what symbol is that? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide?
Subtract.
Subtract. So you have $280. You're going to take out how many $20 bills? So you're like, how many $20 bills? I don't know how many $20 bills. So I need to put an X somewhere. Do you guys know where to put this X?
Behind the 20.
Behind the 20, after the 20, right? How many $20 bills? I don't know. I'm going to subtract. I'm going to take out how many $20 bills. Okay, so before going below the minimum balance. So let me quickly solve this for you. So I'm going to minus 280 on both sides. I get a negative number, shoot, but that's okay because I have a negative 20x, right? My symbol, 50 minus 280 is negative 230. Then I'm going to divide by negative 20, divide by negative 20. Okay, do you see how I have to flip my symbol? I'm dividing by a negative, so I have to flip my symbol. So I end up getting x is less than or equal to 11.5. Well, that doesn't really make sense. How many $20 bills can I take out? I can't take out 11 and a half bills. So it's either 11 or 12. What do you
11.
think? It's 11. It's 11 because you have to be less than it, right? Isn't that the rule? You have to be less than it. You can't say you have 12 because then 12 wouldn't fit this sentence. You have to have less than 11 $20 bills to stay within this range. Okay. This one, I'm actually going to skip. Okay. So anyways,